Well, it's a year since the Ruby Princess docked in Sydney, bringing with it a COVID threat Australia was yet to face. On March 18, after a trip to New Zealand, the cruise ship was assessed as low risk based on a log which was not up to date, unknowingly carrying 133 cases of COVID. It docked in Sydney on the 19th before all 2,700 passengers were allowed to disembark at Circular Quay. Travellers were told they would be required to isolate at home or in a hotel for 14 days, but not before many left to catch domestic flights, spreading the infection across the country. On Friday, March 20, New South Wales Health announced 4 passengers had tested positive. In total, more than 900 cases of COVID-19 have been linked to the ship, including 28 deaths. So, where is the cruise industry at? Joining me now is Jeff Gillies, Commercial Director at Coral Expeditions. Jeff, it's been 12 months since the Ruby Princess voyage. Where are operations at?
Oh, hi, Danica. Look, I think there's ongoing effects from that time. Where the cruise industry is at in Australia now is that there's a few small local expedition operators such as ourselves who are back in operation. They've been back operating since October of last year. But to do so, it requires a certain formula, and that really is a very, very strong focus on medical protocols and particularly that small ship sector where you've got Australian crew and Australian passengers, and you visit remote natural areas, lends itself to being safe. So it seems a lot longer than a year ago.
I'm sure it does. It's hard to imagine that it has been 12 months, but can you take us through what happened to your operation off the back of the Ruby Princess situation?
Yeah, look, it was a very, very unsettling time for everybody in travel. At that time we had 3 vessels operating. We made an operational decision very early to basically sort of cease and bring all of the vessels back to shore. So we're very grateful that we didn't have any issues for passengers or crew. Basically then we relocated all of our fleet back to home port here in Cairns. Where they basically sat sort of maintained for 6 months. And we're probably about a month and a half into it when we realised the enormity of the challenge. We really invested a lot of time, effort, and resources into. We knew that we needed a medical plan to basically pave the way forward. So yes, we started engaging medical specialists here in Australia. And state and territory governments and the federal government. It took us about two months to develop a plan, another 2.5 months to train that plan and to get it approved. And it's really only under those being able to meet the medical protocols that you can get back to operation.
And there are a lot of protocols in place, and there's been a lot of training over the last 12 months. Are you worried, though, Jeff, about people's perceptions of cruising or of the industry off the back of the Ruby Princess situation?
Look, absolutely. I guess the reputation or the profile of those particular cases, has created some lack of confidence in the market. Cruises and cruise lines, they come in all different shapes and sizes, and traditionally they have had, when you think about the cruise industry more so, or when compared to other travel experiences, they have had a strong focus on medical protocols. So it's not an entirely foreign thing to cruise lines to have health and safety in the top of mind, but certainly we had never seen anything of this scale before.
In the next few weeks, we know that the JobKeeper subsidy is due to end. What sort of an impact will that have on your operation?
Look, we've been beneficiaries of JobKeeper, and I must say that program, really has kept us going and got us, bridged that gap during that period of non-operating. As much to keep our skilled workers, right? This is a highly skilled industry, so we were able to keep the skilled workers and to restart. As we come out and at the end of March, we'll be in a fortunate position because we have set up those medical systems. We'll we'll be okay. We're good to keep operating. We're back in business. It's not at the same level, but certainly manageable. But look, more broadly in the tourism industry, that there will be some who absolutely will still rely on that, and that's going to be a real challenge at the end of March.
All right. So just finally, then, what does the future look like?
Look, the future for cruise, you're definitely seeing a more of a return to confidence. I think pre-COVID there was definitely a move towards smaller vessels. That expedition sector had grown exponentially, and we're very confident that will continue to be the case. People will gravitate towards operators and styles of cruising that can prove their safety protocols and basically can eliminate risk. So I think that nature-based experiential cruise travel is absolutely the way of the future.
Fingers crossed it gets back on its feet soon. Jeff Gillies, appreciate your time this afternoon.
Thanks, Danica.